Hello and welcome to the Man Games. This is the podcast show. It is the Man
And the wife.
podcast. Today we are reviewing Extreme Rules 2016. This is your first time listening to the Man and the Wife podcast. Make sure you check out the other ones that we've done previously on the show and check out the other content on our channel. So yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe and like this video. So Extreme Rules 2016 is what we're looking at today. So it was in Newark, New Jersey. There was just under 16,000 people in attendance. This was just before they started the brand split again. So all in all, what did you think to the pay-per-view? Just a quick, what did you think?
What did I think? I thought it was okay, good, okay to good. I wouldn't say it was brilliant. I wouldn't say it was horrendous. I'd say it was very middle of the part. I think there was some really good matches in there that had me hook, line, and sinker. Sorry, others not so much. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree. When I was looking through the Extreme Rules pay-per-view to see which one we should do, so I remember the main event being really good. That was the main reason why I wanted to do this show. And also, I think when you look at the card, it reads a lot, like on paper, it looks a lot better than what it actually was watching it back again. So we'll start off with the first match, obviously. We didn't watch the pre-show, but there is a recap of that on the show. We'll get to that later. So the first match was Gallows and Anderson against the Usos in a tornado-style tag team match. This match went 8 minutes, 37 seconds. So yeah, what did you think to the opening match?
I enjoyed it. I don't like the tornado element though. I don't know why. I just didn't like about how anyone could be in any time. I found it just not hard to watch, but just like
You felt there was too much going on, maybe?
Yeah, a lot going on, and like just trying to keep up with it all. I just couldn't. I don't know why. Maybe that makes me sound really thick or something, or a bit slow. But it was just to know, yeah, what was going on, but just there was so much going on. I just felt a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah. So on commentary there was Michael Cole, JBL, and Byron Saxton. So at the beginning, the Usos come to the ring first, and then as Gallows and Anderson come out, the Usos run up the ramp and start attacking them.
Yes. Before we start the match, actually, I forgot what the Usos look like as like baby faces, like in their like the face paint and the,
Yeah.
bright colours.
There was a lot of fans booing the Usos in this match. They were ready for the heel turn. I think I was ready at this point as well.
Yeah, because how long after this did they do the heel turn?
Maybe 5 months, maybe. But
Okay.
We'd been at the Royal Rumble previously in the January, and people in the crowd then were starting to boo the Usos.
They were, weren't they? I remember that.
I remember thinking, oh, why?
I remember being shocked, actually. Like,
yeah.
I quite like the Usos back then.
Yeah, but by this point, I kind of got it a bit, I thought we've been seeing the same thing for a while now. It's time they changed up a bit.
Yeah.
So Gallows and Anderson hit a version of their like magic killer on the outside of the ring. I thought that was really good. This was quite a fast-paced match, which I did really like.
Yeah, as I said, it was a fast-paced match, and I do like fast-paced matches. And I'm not saying it was a bad match. There was just so much going on that I feel like I couldn't.
I think this match was one of the better matches on the card, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it was. It was a good match. It was a good match. I feel like I started off slagging it off, and I wasn't trying to slag it off.
You sound like a proper girl when you say slagging it off.
Really?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say?
Being negative.
Okay. I feel like I was being very negative at the beginning, but I wasn't trying to be negative. Just saying, like, maybe I was just a bit. I don't know. Anyway. I've actually got my notes here. Very fast-paced match. Had to keep up with all the spots. Mostly because the type of match. Funny, a bit confusing. Anyway, Anderson jumps on the
I hate to know what your notes are for the Fatal 4-Way match later on.
Oh, yeah. Very similar. Anyway, I said Anderson jumps from the apron kicking one of the Usos, I'm not sure which Uso it was, in the head whilst Gallows is holding him.
Yeah,
that was a really good spot.
What I just said.
Oh. We gave the actual names, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I don't know the actual names of the moves. Sorry.
I'm sure this happened last time.
Oh, can I say something else then?
Yeah, go for it.
It's not a move, just another comment.
Yeah.
Usos seem much more high flyers then. They're doing a lot more like jumping off the top ropes and doing stuff like that. They don't like that anymore, are they?
Maybe they don't do it as much as they used to, but it might just be
because of their gimmick.
Maybe because of the gimmick, and also it's going to be quite demanding on the body to keep doing that, especially when they're both getting older and things.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good point.
Jey Uso hit a really nice super kick on the outside. Can't actually remember which, if it was against Anderson or Gallows. So getting to the finish of the match, Gallows goes to use the ring bell on Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso hits a super kick. The ring bell gets put into the middle of the ring as Jimmy goes to do a splash from the top onto Gallows, I believe. He moves, he lands on the ring bell. They hit the Magic Killer, and Gallows and Anderson win. So it was a good win for Gallows and Anderson. It's a shame they kind of lost a little bit of momentum. After their feud with the Usos, they got paired with AJ, and they didn't really do.
We've done a lot of
Well, they split from AJ, and then they did a little thing with Finn Balor, which lasted maybe 3 weeks or so, and then went back with AJ, and then won the titles. But I don't know. I feel like they have a lot of potential, and WWE just didn't really utilise it in the right way, should we say?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like they came in with so much heat and that, and like just so much going for them, and then WWE just do what they did and just let that fizzle out massively. So
this pay-per-view show, network special, whatever you call them these days, was sponsored by Turtles Into the Shadows.
Good film.
Yeah, it is. Do you remember who's in that?
Sheamus.
Yeah, well done.
I like how you say that as if you're not going to remember. We went to watch it in the cinema.
We did. It was very good.
So after this match, there was an advert for the WWE.
Camp WWE.
Yeah, and this advert must have happened 20 billion times.
Oh yeah, by the main event, I was sat singing.
Yeah, so
the song to this. Yeah.
Just assume that if there's an ad break, that advert comes on.
Yeah. So next match is a singles match. It is for the United States Championship between Kalisto and Rusev. So this is just a normal match, Extreme Rules. Do you think every match should be a stipulation match, or do you think there should be a few normal matches on the card as well?
I feel it didn't bother me that this was a normal match. I hadn't thought about it with it being Extreme Rules and it being a normal match.
Well, but the first few that did, every match was like a stipulation.
Yeah.
So I think it was. I can't remember what year it was, but I remember. I think it was Dean Ambrose and Kofi opened an Extreme Rules. It was just a normal match. I remember thinking, why isn't there a stipulation to this match? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Perhaps there should be a stipulation for every match, but I wasn't actually that bothered. If that makes sense. I feel like I can see the argument for it, and I wouldn't do the opening without a stipulation, as you said. Then that would be weird. But this didn't actually bother me. Did it bother you?
Oh no, it was a good match, to be fair. I actually forgot these two even feuded, to be honest. That's my first note. I forgot this was a thing. So another question for you. When did Kalisto win the United States Championship?
I'm going to say Royal Rumble.
Yeah, we were there, you're right.
We were there, Royal Rumble.
Could you actually remember that, or did you think it was a trick question, that's why you got it right?
Yeah, it's a trick question, that's why I got it right. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
So the best spot in this match came quite early, I thought. Kalisto did like a corkscrew in midair, and Rusev hit him with an axe handle smash to the face. Thought that was really cool.
That was good. I like that Lana comes down and introduces Rusev, and obviously she has a Russian accent there, and she somehow magically lost it.
Yeah. Well, it's like Kofi Kingston. He started off with a Jamaican accent, and
yeah.
The thing is, though, like when he lost his accent, I never really thought about it. Whereas Lana, it's more noticeable, I think.
Yeah. And then like the commentators obviously pushing the Kalisto wasn't 100%. That was like a massive thing because before the match started, obviously they did like a little flashback to Raw, what happened at Raw, and I think the announcers or commentators were really pushing that. Weren't they? Like, oh, Kalisto's not 100%. He's not going to be blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Um,
So Rusev does a torture rack in this match, which I'm really surprised no one does that move these days, to be honest, because it's the move made famous by Lex Luger. He used to do that in the 90s. He was one of the better wrestlers in the 90s as well. So I'm surprised that no one's picked the move up as their finishing move, whereas, like, now Kevin Owens does a Stone Cold Stunner, loads of people do a sharpshooter, loads of people do a sweet chin music. Seth Rollins does a pedigree, Sheamus does a razor's edge. Obviously, Roman Reigns does a spear like Goldberg. Loads of people have adopted, wrestlers' moves from the 90s, and the torture rack kind of moves, been forgotten about, which is kind of a bit strange, in my opinion.
Kalisto gets a good chokehold, like a piggyback chokehold, doesn't he, on Rusev?
Yeah, and then Rusev reverses it and then just splats him into the mat.
Yeah, felt really sorry for Kalisto when he did that. Like, I would not want Rusev falling on me like that. Like, Kalisto's so small and Rusev's massive, isn't he? Kalisto jumps up onto the top turnbuckle and does a moonsault to Rusev outside the ring. That was a good spot.
Yeah, Rusev slams him on the apron from the top ropes. That looks like it sucked as well.
Yeah. And then the medic ends up going down, doesn't he, and checks on Kalisto.
Yeah.
And
then Rusev gets in the accolade, which, like, the bending of Kalisto's body is really good in this.
It just looks brutal, doesn't it? Like, his flexibility must be insane because he made, like, obviously it is a nasty move by Rusev and it does look good, but Kalisto, the way he can bend, makes it look even more vicious and brutal than what. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Rusev wins and becomes a 2-time United States champion. I forgot to say in the opening match. Sorry, that match went 8 minutes 37 seconds. This match went 9 minutes 31. Which surprised me, actually. I feel like the opening match felt longer than this match. I thought this match was more around like three or 4 minutes, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it nearly went 10 minutes, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Did you hear the CM Punk chants during that match?
No, I didn't, actually, no.
I was wondering, I was thinking, why are they CM Punk chants? Like, usually in Chicago you get them, but...
It's just people being dicks, innit?
Yeah.
Trying to put themselves over and things.
Yeah, that's true.
So the next match is the Vaudevillains against the New Day. There is a promo package showing their Time Machine segment on Raw. Yeah, don't really think we need to talk more about that, really, do we?
No, I do like the Vaudevillains though.
Yeah, no, seeing them on this card, really, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this pay-per-view as well, because I thought, I can't even remember them having a pay-per-view match apart from the one where Enzo Amore gets injured in like the opening minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the Vaudevillains entrance.
Yeah.
And just their whole gimmick, I think, WWE really dropped the ball with.
Because they were so different, weren't they? Like, I've never seen anybody else do that or anything like that. And then, they just, what, how did that fall apart so quickly?
Well, I think that they got called up just because they've been in NXT so long, I think. And then I can't remember, Simon Gotch got released for some reason. I can't remember what happened. I think there might have been an incident backstage with Sin Cara. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. But
right, okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows, let us know in the comments what actually went on between Simon Gotch and his release. Can't remember off the top of my head.
That just sort of left Hayden English, didn't it?
Fend for himself. But he got put with Rusev for a little bit. That was kind of cool while it lasted.
Yeah.
So the team of the New Day in this match was Big E and Xavier Woods.
Mhm. And Xavier and Aiden both start the match, don't they?
Yeah.
Mhm. I haven't actually got a lot of notes on
No,
this
I
match.
was just thinking that actually. No, neither do I.
Um,
So Big E goes for a spear out of the ring, but in English reverses it. That was quite a good spot.
Yep.
They hit their finish on Xavier Woods. The is it the Roddy? Can't even say it. The Roddy Dervish or something like that. It's called. And Xavier Woods kicks out.
Yep. So did you just said about the spear? Never mind.
Yeah. But then later on, Big E actually does hit the spear.
Yes, through the ropes. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, through the ropes to the floor.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good spot. I just have here no idea how the ending went, but I know that New Day wins. What was the ending?
To be honest, I don't have a note for the ending neither. This is really bad, isn't it? So I think when this match finished, our daughter started crying, and we kind of got took out of the match a little bit.
We did. I think that's really bad on our behalf, isn't it?
Yeah. So the New Day win the match. This match went 6 minutes 20 seconds. I was kind of hoping you had the note for the finish of the match, but then I suppose you were probably hoping that I had the note.
I did,
as well.
yeah. I'm trying to think
we kind of dropped the ball there.
What would they have done to win? Like,
I want to say it was a big ending and Big E picked up the win, but
we should communicate a bit more when we're watching these pay-per-views, shouldn't we? It's obvious that we don't speak.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we try not to speak. So then when we talk about, the
when we get on podcasts, we've actually got things to say.
Yeah.
But next time, if we miss an ending, we think we need to communicate that to each other.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Okay. It's all a learning curve, guys. We're just learning here, aren't we? It's trial and error.
Yeah, that's it.
Next, we have a backstage segment with Renee Young and AJ Styles. So after the backstage segment with Renee Young and AJ Styles, we went on to the fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. It was The Miz, who was with Maurice, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Cesaro.
Yeah, and just before that as well, there was an advert for Money in the Bank and an advert for WWEshop.com. Make sure you're buying all that merchandise. So yeah, I have so many notes for this match though, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I have a full page worth of notes. And that is with missing things out as well, because there was just so much going on.
It was, yeah. I thought this was a great match.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on there. I'm surprised you managed to keep up.
Shut up. There was a lot going on. I actually have it somewhere in here, in my notes, which I can't see at the moment, but I'll get to it. And I said, so many good spots, can't keep up. I'm sure that's there somewhere. I'll tell you when I get to it.
Yeah, man, in the middle of the notes, there's so much going on.
Oh yeah, so many spots, can't take notes quick enough! Exclamation mark. So yeah, so I do have that. But before we get into those spots, I forgot about Cesaro's Bond gimmick.
Yeah, and I liked it when he was walking to the ring. Kevin Owens gives him a thumbs up, and he's like, "Oh, well done."
Yeah, and Kevin Owens' reaction to it is absolutely brilliant. It's so funny. And I think Maurice looks amazing.
Yeah, she does.
She does look incredible. I love her outfit.
I thought Lillian Garcia as well looked really nice. Ring announcing as well.
Yeah, I like to see. I put them on my notes actually somewhere about it's good to see Lillian Garcia. I miss her being on WWE.
And Brandy Rhodes was on this show as well, but I never feel like she really embraced being a ring announcer.
Yeah,
she never really wore anything to kind of like stand out. I mean, I know they're a ring announcer, but like Lillian Garcia always makes the effort to make sure she, looks the part and things. Whereas I don't think Brandy really did that. She just kind of.
What should a ring announcer wear?
Well, I'm just saying, like Lillian always made the effort to wear something nice, and whereas I kind of don't feel Brandy really did that.
Okay.
Personally.
Fair enough.
That's not like being a sexist thing, because like all the male ring announcers have always got like a nice suit on and things like that. I just mean like Brandy never wore something that was like eye-catching, or like she kind of just wore like plain things from what I can remember.
Okay, fair enough.
I remember I was at a house show and got to tag her when she was coming down to the ring, and she wore like a grey dress, and I remember thinking, like, that's not really like anything special, is it? Like,
Yeah, I suppose.
you think I'm being sexist, don't you?
No, I don't. You're right though. When you do see the males, they always have a really sharp suit on, don't they?
Yeah.
Fair play. Um,
So Sami Zayn hits a haluva kick onto Kevin Owens as soon as the bell rings.
oh yeah, straight to the face, like absolutely brutal, isn't it?
Also, seeing Sami Zayn and Cesaro square off in this match just made me think those two were the reason why I started watching NXT, actually.
Oh, really?
They had a 2 out of 3 falls match, I believe. I remember, I don't even really go on Twitter that much, but I'd seen a clip of it on Twitter and thought, I need to, check this out. And then after that, I started watching NXT every week.
Good story about Sami Zayn. When we were in Florida for Royal Rumble this year,
This year?
Not this year, sorry. 2016, the year of this Extreme Rules. We went to the Performance Centre where we found it. And we pulled up at the front, didn't we? We got out to get a photo, and Sami Zayn come out of the Performance Centre, and we both choked and didn't say anything to him.
Yeah, we both stood there and said, "You go and talk to him. No, you go and talk to him. You go and talk to him." And then he just walked away.
By the time we got anyone made a decision, he'd gone, and it was awkward.
Yeah.
So yeah, but love Sami Zayn, and I mean I love all 4 of these wrestlers, and I think it's so good to see them, in this spot. But I wish that they just did more. But is that what's Sami Zayn doing these days? Like he's with
Well, he was the Intercontinental Champion, but cause I don't think he wants to work during the pandemic. That's why he's not being on. He's been
I suppose it is hard to say now. Like these during these times, like they're dropping the ball with some wrestlers, but I can't blame the wrestlers for not wanting to work.
No, that's why Kevin Owens isn't being on as well. I think.
Yeah.
He's got a young family. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
At one point in this match, also, can't remember why this comes up, but JBL says to Byron Saxton, "If you were on light support, I'd unplug it so I could charge my iPhone," which kind of made me chuckle.
Also we said about the hula kick by Sami Zayn to Kevin Owens straight away, and then straight away followed by that, Cesaro gets a massive uppercut to the Miz.
Yeah, he does like an uppercut, like trained around the ring, hitting loads of people with uppercuts.
No, that does happen, but not yet.
I do apologise.
You're obviously not listening to me, are you?
No, well, I heard you say uppercut, that's why I said.
But you weren't listening to me fully, then were you? No, at the beginning of the match, so then it just ends up with being Cesaro and Sami Zayn that are in the ring because Miz and Kevin Owens have been taken out right at the beginning. Sami Zayn goes over the top rope doing a flip onto Miz and Cesaro. That's a really good spot. When Kevin Owens finally gets back up after the hula kick and he gets back into the ring, he absolutely destroys Sami Zayn with massive chops and kicks. I don't know if you've got that, but I thought that was really brutal. And then whilst they're doing that, the chants for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn from the crowd are just blaring.
Yeah.
Just so good. From there, Kevin Owens on the top of the ring. Cesaro and Miz go to a double team suplex, and then Sami Zayn and the Miz go to do a double team suplex. Then Cesaro comes in and gets underneath all of them and does like a massive suplex to all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the corner. And then Cesaro does all these uppercuts around the ring to everybody.
And then Kevin Owens does like a cannonball
to everybody. Yeah, he goes Cesaro, Miz, and Sami Zayn. Yeah.
Then Cesaro hits his big uppercut on Sami Zayn. His like signature move where he chucks him up in the air and then uppercuts him on the way back down.
Yeah.
That looks like it's brutal. I remember the first time actually I saw that move, we were on a bus going down to London when we were moving to Ibiza. And I was watching SmackDown on my phone, and Cesaro had a match with Tyson Kidd. It was his first match on SmackDown. I remember seeing that and being like, holy hell, who's this guy?
Yeah. I don't remember catching a bus down there.
Yeah, we caught a bus down to Ibiza, to
London. I remember going down to London.
Yeah. We got a bus from Middlesbrough to London.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Anyway.
We are very brave, you're right. If you're from the UK and we've been around Middlesbrough, we are brave people.
Yeah. Then we get Cesaro does a Cesaro swing to Miz.
For about 20 seconds.
Yeah, and then it puts him into the sharpshooter.
Scorpion Deathlock.
Yeah, but he does. Okay.
He's so biased, aren't you?
I know, but
Biased.
Isn't okay? Never mind.
What? It's the same move.
I know it's the same move, but he was doing it because of Tyson Kidd, wasn't he?
So.
Okay. Alright. Same.
Sting was doing the Scorpion Deathlock long before Bret Hart was doing it as a sharpshooter.
Okay. Alright. Anyway.
And before that, there was someone in Japan that did it anyway. So.
Well, there you are.
But no one remembers his name though, do they?
Well, you don't.
So yep, the Miz taps, but Maurice has the referee distracted.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens hits a frog splash onto the Miz. Then Cesaro hits a neutralizer on Kevin Owens.
So, and then Sami Zayn does like this really cool. It was like he goes to a powerbomb. Sorry, goes to a powerbomb, but then does a sunset flip onto Cesaro.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
That was really good. And then the crowd's like just chanting "Fight Forever," and this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I have to agree, it was just such a great match.
So I think Kevin Owens then does a super kick on Sami Zayn and a pop-up powerbomb onto Cesaro. The Miz hits the skull for crushing finale on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Then Sami hits an Aluva click onto Kevin Owens, but then the Miz pulls Sami Zayn out of the ring, runs in the ring, steals the pin, the 1-2-3. The Miz is still your IC champion.
Yeah, such a great match. These four wrestlers, just the chemistry was just so great, wasn't it? They just worked so well together.
Yeah, and I'm not actually a massive fan of Fatal 4-Way matches. This was really good there.
Oh, really? Why are you not a fan of them?
Just not really. I think just because. Well, when I say I'm not a fan of them, I'm not really a fan of like the main. Well, I'm not saying these guys are main eventers, but like ones I've seen in the main event, there's never really, like kept me that interested.
Okay.
Like the main event at WrestleMania 16, there was Big Show, Mankind, Rock, and Triple H. I think on paper it looked really good, but the match wasn't that great. Then a few backlashes I think they've done. I think it might have been John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Edge, and Orton, and like they're all right, but I'm not a massive. I quite like triple threat matches, but I'm not really a fan of Fatal 4 matches.
Oh, all right then.
But I did really enjoy this one there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely for me, the best match.
Oh really?
Yeah.
This match went 18 minutes and 18 seconds.
Wow.
So you guys know. So next up, we had a look at the kickoff show. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Corbin won with the End of Days. So this has been Baron Corbin's maybe second pay-per-view when he's on the kickoff show. He debuted winning the Andre Battle Royal at WrestleMania 32.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Renee Young
on the kickoff panel.
Yeah, on the kickoff panel. Sorry, Renee Young, Johnny Lawler, Booker T, and Corey Graves. They were the ones that were going through it. This
was when Corey Graves was really good as well.
Yeah.
Like when Corey Graves started being a commentator or announcer, whatever you want to call him, I really liked him, but now he just seems to have fallen under the WWE spell kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
He doesn't stand out as much as he used to.
Yeah.
Like I can just tune him out like I do Michael Cole now.
This is a real shame because he was so good, wasn't he?
Oh, well, Michael Cole used to be my favourite announcer in WWE, and now I just can't stand him.
Wow.
But I suppose maybe it's because he's never gone away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like JR's gone away for a little bit. Tony Schiavone's gone away for a little bit. Jerry Lawler went away for a little bit. Even like Todd Phillips, like he's been off Raw and back on Raw, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Need a bit of a break from them.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So the fifth match of the night, it was an Asylum match. It was Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho.
So what did you think of this match?
Didn't enjoy it.
Why?
I don't know, I just found... obviously I really like these wrestlers. I think, they are great wrestlers. But I think it was so focused on the props and like the type of match it was that I just don't think I just didn't get into it. I just thought it was all about climbing and making a show of the fire extinguisher and the pot
Yeah.
plant and the mop, and rather than actually focus on the wrestling and then that just being a side.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I do in my I do have it in my notes. This is a very slow match.
Yeah.
But there was some good spots in the match there. I'm not a fan of Dean Ambrose at this time, really. Like Wacky Dean. Yeah, I mean the Mitch the Plant stuff was quite funny and stuff like that. But yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of Dean Ambrose at this time. I didn't really like the look of Dean Ambrose at this time neither. Really,
His hair's very
waving.
Yeah, but I did. We get to this. Oh well, AJ Styles obviously is on this pay per view, and his hair as well.
I prefer it that AJ's look in here than he does now.
Oh really? I think it's a bit of a strange length now. It gets a bit of a flick to it. I think because obviously this was an asylum match, and so it was a steel cage, and then just loads of like weird items hanging above the ring, hanging above the cage. And I said, oh, well, I was thinking it would have been better if they did it like in like a glass box or a perplex or plexiglass, whatever you call it, box, to make it seem like they were in like an
actual asylum.
Yeah, like an actual asylum. You know, I always think like when you think about asylums, like they're in like the white padded rooms.
Yeah.
Or like a glass box and people watching them and like.
Yeah. Now with these cinematic matches they're doing at the moment, you know, if they did one now, that would be really good.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. I feel like putting a cage around it and then putting some things above it.
That's just WWE's marketing kind of thing.
It doesn't. To me, it's not an asylum match. I don't know.
It's cage weapons.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. A spot that you don't see often. Dean Ambrose hits Jericho in the ear with the pole part of the mop.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a bit random. And like the commentators were going, "Oh, that dirty mop, dirty." It's like, well, it's clearly a clean mop, isn't it? Like,
yeah. It's like they wandered around the arena and found the dirtiest mop hang up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a nunchuck spot.
That was good. I liked it when.
Do you think that was helping promote the Turtles film, or?
Oh, now you say that, yeah, that makes sense.
It was just a joke, really.
You know, but it does make sense that like, it does. It was a bit of like.
So commentary is saying that the first cage match was in 1937.
Wow.
I thought that was just a nice fun fact.
I would love to see that actually. I wonder what the cage looks like as well. I imagine it's quite chunky and like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want to see that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's just when you hit. I might have said this on the podcast before. I can't remember. But in Bret Hart's book, his dad had said to Bret that you know, in like the 20s and 30s, wrestling was actually real, and some of the matches were like actual men really fighting, but some of the matches would go on maybe 5 or 6 hours.
Oh right, yeah. I think I do remember you mentioning that at some point.
Yeah.
Whether it was podcast or just us chatting, I don't know.
Why did you say it like that? Us chatting.
What is it like?
You make it sound like we don't actually like talking to each other.
I was having a conversation. When Chris Jericho gets the kendo stick and attacks on the top rope, on the top of the cage, that was good.
Yeah. So Jericho blinds Dean with the jacket, but like I just don't understand, like we can't see why didn't Jericho hit the code breaker? Do you know what I mean? It's a move he does to the face.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you hit your move? I thought that didn't really make a lot of sense.
True. Yeah.
Dean hits a standing elbow drop from the top.
Yeah, that was good. I actually just got that. I was about to say
that.
And then Dean Ambrose gets the mop bucket down because obviously there's a mop and then there's a mop bucket. So they get the mop down at the beginning of the match and the mop bucket stays up there. But then Dean brings it down and he pulls out a black bag which is full of thumbtacks. Yeah,
and Jericho's selling out of his face. I don't know if you noticed, but that was really good. Like the scared look on Jericho's face. That was probably like the best storytelling moment of the match.
Yeah.
Surprised they did something like this in 2016, to be honest. In WWE, at least.
Yeah, with the thumbtacks. Yeah. So obviously, Dean Ambrose pulls him onto the ring, or like a corner of the ring, I suppose. And there's lots of sort of like moves and counters and back and forth. You know, who's gonna get the one over and get onto the thumbtacks? Jericho sprays Dean Ambrose with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, and then he hits a code breaker.
Yeah. And Dean Ambrose puts Jericho into the thumbtacks.
Missed out that Jericho hits Dean with the with Barbie, as Mick Foley would say, the kendo stick. Not sorry, the 2x4 with the barbed wire on.
Sorry, I did miss that. Sorry, yeah.
So and then Dirty Deeds, and then Dean Ambrose wins.
Yeah.
After the tax spot. So there was some good moments in this match, but I just thought it was a little bit slow getting into.
Yeah, I would say there were a few good moments. I always cringe when they get thumbtacks out. Ugh, I would just don't. Just wouldn't. It just seems really painful. But overall, didn't actually enjoy the match. I kind of got, I don't want to say a bit bored, because it was just wasn't for me, I suppose.
Well, this was the longest match of the night. It was 26 minutes and 21 seconds.
I feel like I felt those every 26 minutes, every minute of that 26 minutes.
So next up, we had another advert for the WWE Network. Don't need to go into detail about that. So next, it was Charlotte and Natalya in a submissions match. There's a good video package before this, just showing that Ric Flair keeps getting interfering. That is why he's banned from ringside in this submissions match. So to start off, Natty gets Charlotte into a surfboard, which looks really good. When I was a kid, I always wanted to work out how to put a surfboard into someone. And yeah, I've still never actually done it.
I'm surprised we've done it to one of your nieces or nephews.
And well, there's still time now. We've got a daughter down when she's a bit older.
I think I'd like to think so. But I also really like Natty's ring gear when she came out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I preferred it when she used to wear like little shorts.
Oh no, I prefer this.
No, I don't like it.
Oh, okay, I like it. And I found like throughout.
She used to wear like shorts and then like white boots.
Yeah.
I preferred that look for Natalya than this like dominatrix black stuff she kind of wears. Not really a fan of that.
Oh, I like it.
No, I don't like it. Okay. I think it makes it look a bit wide as well, to be honest.
Well, I really like it. I think it looks very flattering. I think the crowd's very flat in this match, like from the beginning right through it.
Yeah, well, that Simon match would have helped, will it?
No, I don't think so.
Especially like obviously I've never seen a cage match live, so if you sat there for 26 minutes and you can't actually see a lot of what's going on because of the cage, you're going to be
very frustrated,
a bit bummed out. Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte gets a sit-up powerbomb onto Natalya. That was a good spot. I do have my notes here that I know it is a submissions match, but I just felt like there was just so many submissions. It was just like, why can't we have a bit more like wrestling or a few more spots or something in it? Do you know what I mean?
Or working over like the arms and the legs and things.
Yeah, it was just like submission. I don't know. I just found it to be a bit slow.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of notes for this match apart from the finish. Sorry, go on.
I have a few notes, so maybe you haven't got then. Charlotte just goes to the top rope for a moonsault, and then she goes into the half crab. That was good. And then Natalya counters with a German suplex into the sharpshooter. But then, obviously, as you're going to say.
So Ric Flair's music hits, but it's actually Dana Brooke. This Dana Brooke coming out was the only thing I actually remembered about this match. Obviously, I've seen this pay-per-view before when it happened, but this is like the second time I've seen it. So
Dana Brooke comes down dressed as Ric Flair, distracting Natalya.
Then into a figure eight, and Charlotte wins.
Yeah, pretty much.
My notes just say a bit boring, to be fair.
Yeah, it is a bit boring.
No, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it was nice to see the ladies get some time and not a bad spot on the card sort of thing, but how long was this actual match?
I think it was about 9 minutes, 30 seconds.
So, like, it was, they got a decent amount of time, but I just felt like it could have been more. Like, I think these two, are known for being good wrestlers and know, they both have the history and they both have the talent, and I just felt like they could have put on more of a show.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Something I did think, watching Dana Brooke come out, she's just a bit wasted. Another person that's been wasted on the main roster. When she was in NXT with Emma, I feel like that's still the best stuff she's done since she's been on, WWE TV.
Yeah.
And them first few months when she was there with Emma was probably her best work in my opinion.
And then it just seems that you got to the main roster, and then they felt like they need to get putting with people and like.
Well, it's kind of like they want to call people up more for them to be a number than to actually do something with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Or we need so many people on SmackDown, so let's just call this person up, but then not.
We've no idea what to do with them though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here again, we get another advert for WWE camp. And then, onto the main event, AJ Styles against Roman Reigns in an Extreme Rules match.
For the championship.
For the championship, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a bit bad for Roman because at the beginning of this match, they're chanting, "You can't wrestle."
That is horrible.
Which I feel like is kind of bad because I wasn't a fan of Roman at this time, but it wasn't because I didn't think he could wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was you can't wrestle and Roman sucks and lots of boos and that.
Yeah, I get the Roman sucks ones.
Yeah, and I get that, but yeah, you can't wrestle. That is not fair, is it?
So I actually remember the moment I stopped really liking Roman. It was, I think he'd been injured, and then they did a Slammy Awards on Raw, and he won the Wrestler of the Year. And I just remember thinking, like, WWE have just made him win this. Like, when Daniel Bryan won it, it was, they didn't think he was going to win it. He's put in his book that, it was an actual voted thing from the crowd. Do you know what I mean? Whereas here, when Roman did it, it was just a bit like, no, surely, like, you just giving this to Roman to make us want to like him more. And I kind of just thought that's the first moment I remember thinking you're kind of trying to push him down my throat, and I don't like it.
It's not fair on Roman though, is it? Like, he didn't ask to be.
No, because when he was in the Shield, he was, the original Shield.
Yeah.
He was, probably the biggest star in the group.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, I thought the beginning of this match was a little bit, not like I wasn't really into the beginning of the match, but I did get into it at the end. So.
What? Like, see, when I went into the crowd, that's when it picked up for me. I mean, I know that might have only been maybe 3 or 4 minutes in, but
yeah, I think when they went into the crowd, I think it started to get better, and then when they got out of the crowd and then started. I always get annoyed when they're wrestling around the crowd. Actually, to be honest, when they're walking around and wrestling, I don't know. I just feel like it's. I don't know.
Maybe is it? They do like one move and then they
walk for a bit, and it's
walk for like 4 minutes, and then do another move and walk for 4 minutes, and then they've been round like the whole crowd.
I feel like it's a bit like showboating rather than wrestling, if that makes sense. So that always annoys me. But after they got back from doing the little showboating around the arena into the crowd, that's when I thought it picked up, and I was like, started to really get into it.
Yeah, AJ hit a phenomenal forearm off the kickoff panel, which was really good.
Yes, that was really good, wasn't it?
At one point, he tries to lift the mats up around ringside. That was something WCW used to do quite a lot. But then I don't think they capitalised on it. I don't remember seeing the spot.
I thought that we got towards the end of the match, and I was thinking, we're getting towards the end. I thought, they're not going to use that. That was literally just pulling up, but nothing come of it.
So Roman hits a back body drop on from AJ, standing on one announcer table through to another. That looked really good.
That was such a good spot, wasn't it?
Yeah, AJ knows how to fall through a table. Like, his body just, the way he moves his body before he hits it.
Yeah.
And then the crowd chanting, "Yeah, but you still suck, which kind of did make me chuckle.
That did make me chuckle as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns with a raised edge into a sit-down powerbomb.
Yeah, that looked like the height he got on AJ. That was really good.
Yeah.
Next in my notes, I just can't get the Camp WWE song out of my head.
Wow. AJ Styles does some move, I'm not sure what move it was, to Roman Reigns, and it injured Roman Reigns' knee. What was he doing? Was it did AJ Styles counter a Superman punch or something to get Roman Reigns' knee?
I think he might have just done like a clothesline to the back of the knee, maybe.
Oh, is that what it was? I kind of missed that just for a second. And then obviously Roman was selling a lot that his knee was bad.
Yeah.
And AJ gets a suplex into the corner post. That looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ goes for a Hurricane Rana, but Roman reverses it, then swings his head into the apron, then onto the barricade, and then throws him through another table, announcer table. That
to the
really
Spanish
good.
announcer table, which that's 2 tables now that's collapsed because of AJ Styles. I don't know how he hasn't got a concussion after that.
Then Roman goes for a spear, but AJ moves and he sends himself through the barricade.
Yeah.
Another really good spot actually. Roman does a spear, but he jumps over the steel steps and spears AJ. Thought that was really good. And then the club run down and start beating down Roman. Pull AJ on top of him, but Roman kicks out. Then the Usos run down, hit a load of super kicks, and then Roman gets the pin, but AJ kicks out.
Yeah. Roman Reigns goes for a spear, but AJ counters with a kick to the face, followed by a Styles clash, but Roman Reigns kicks out at 2. I really thought he had won it then. I was like, and I was like, oh! I did think that, yeah. I thought, yeah, then.
Yep, and then he does a Styles clash onto the chair, but one of the Usos pull him out. Then AJ gets back in, but then Roman does actually kick out.
Yeah.
Then AJ just kind of goes crazy, beating everyone down with the steel chair.
Oh, it's like he snaps, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Yeah. And then AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm, but Roman counters with a spear mid-air for the win.
Yeah, which looks really, like the move looks really good, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, the height that AJ gets when he springboards to the forearm, and then...
I think the way Roman jumps as well, he jumps up, he doesn't jump like across.
Yeah. He meets him in the air, doesn't he, to shake him down.
Which probably makes the move quite a lot safer for AJ.
Yeah.
To take, you would think.
Yeah. So I think the crowd seemed a bit flat that Roman Reigns won, and I think...
Yeah, I think they're just ready for... And Roman's only been champion for 2 months, I think, at this point, but I think everyone's so behind AJ.
Yeah, he was just so...
I think this might actually be Roman Reigns' best match, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I can't think of a better match off the top of my head that Roman's had. Or that I, think. Actually now saying that, he did have a really good match with Kevin Owens at a Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. But I would still say this one's maybe better.
Yeah, okay. And then after the match, so obviously Roman Reigns is celebrating, and Seth Rollins comes down.
So this is him returning from injury.
Yes. He gives Roman Reigns a pedigree, picks up the title and holds it in the air, and the crowd is just going wild. Yeah,
it's just a shame when he comes back he's still a heel. I think he should have come back like a proper baby face, yeah. So that main event went 22 minutes and 13 seconds. So yeah, I remember being really psyched when Seth came back. I was really gutted for him when he got injured and had to vacate the championship.
Yeah.
Because he got injured just before Survivor Series. I think he would have dropped the title to Roman then anyway. But
vacating it is just always. But I guess it leaves a good storyline, doesn't it? Like, obviously, you don't want anyone to get injured, and it's awful got injured. But I always enjoy it when they vacate a title, because when they come back, they can literally say, "Well, I never lost a title." Like, did they ever do that with Finn Balor?
Well, kind of. Yeah, we were there, weren't we? In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Where he fought Roman for the title in the main event.
Yeah, but I feel like
they kind of did that with him and Brock Lesnar as well, when he fought Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I feel like they could have made more of it. But
yeah, they should have done it as soon as he came back.
They should have done it as soon as he came back, yeah.
Because, you don't,
And then how has he not won the championship since? Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but, realistically, if you lost something and then came back, you wouldn't, not want it back straight away, would you? You wouldn't think, 4 months later, oh, actually, I have won that belt.
Yeah. No, it should have come back and been like, I'm back now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Made it, done that, but not wandered back thinking, oh, I don't know what to do with myself. Oh, actually, now I've remembered. Yeah, no, I agree.
So, yeah, actually, now looking back, maybe that Fatal 4-Way match was my favourite match of the night. Just, reading the notes back and things.
Yeah.
Kind of made me...
What, did you think it was a main event originally?
Oh, yeah. The main event was the reason why I wanted to watch this pay-per-view. That's the main reason why I picked doing this pay-per-view, because I think originally I wanted to do Extreme Rules 2006 because I think that is my favourite Extreme Rules pay-per-view, but because we'd recently just done Backlash 2006, thought they were just a bit too close together.
Yeah. No, Fatal 4-Way is definitely my highlight of the show. Really, really enjoyed that match. Every second of it I enjoyed. There wasn't a part where I was like, ugh. Probably followed by the main event, I would say. Yeah, followed by the main event.
Oh, sorry, it was Extreme Rules 2009.
Okay.
That's the one I meant to say.
For me, the low. Well, so what were your highs of the card? Sorry, of the night.
So yeah, it probably was the Fatal 4-Way match. Really good, loads of spots. I really liked watching AJ go through all the tables and things, and the spear at the end. It's obviously really cool. I know we've already mentioned it, obviously, but the corkscrew and then the double axe handle by Rusev in that match, that really stood out to me actually.
Yep. Low points of the.
Probably Charlotte and Natalia. I'm not a massive fan of Charlotte, to be honest, but I really do like it's her as a character. I do think she has excellent matches. It's just her as a character. Just doesn't really do anything for me, really. I think her character's been pretty much the same all the time. She's not really tried anything really new to reinvent herself recently. At least here, she went from being with Ric Flair to being with Dana Brooke for a little bit, so it did give her kind of like another layer.
Yeah.
But after she left, Dana, she's not really. It's just been Charlotte, and she's not really done a lot, really. So yeah, for me, I'd say low points was the Charlotte and Natalia match.
For me, it was either the Charlotte and Natalia match or the Asylum match. Yeah, I'd probably put both of them, really.
Right. See, I would pick, if I had to watch one or the other, I'd still pick the Asylum match just to see Jericho's face of fear when he gets the tax out.
Fair enough.
So yeah, have you got anything to add for the show? After this pay-per-view, it was Money in the Bank, where Dean Ambrose won the briefcase at the end on the show. Seth Rollins beats Roman for the championship, and then Dean Ambrose cashes in. So in one night, all members of the Shield were WWE champion.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, when you think of it like that. That was a month later after this pay-per-view.
Oh.
And then I think after that, that's when they started the brand split again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this was one of the last pay-per-views before they brought the brand split back. So yeah, I think that is it from this podcast today. If you did enjoy it, please let me know in the comments. Any shows or ex-pay-per-views you'd like us to review, also let us know in the comments. And please like this video if you've enjoyed what you've been listening to. So this has been the Man
and the Wife
podcast on the Man Games today. Thank you for listening.